Hold on, got technical issues. How do I make this brighter? Oh, not
That's
sound.
volume. There you go.
There we go. There we go. All right, all right. Had to change some settings. And then TikTok's
Yeah,
giving
that
me
phone
grief.
has
Phone
no
issues.
memory. That's funny.
Anyway, we're here despite the technical difficulties. We get the chat bigger, even though we're mostly going to be going off the questions on the TikTok video that I put out about an hour ago. But yeah, we've been living together for a week now.
Yep.
Neither of us have run off or died, so I figured that's a good start.
Yep.
Uh,
It's a
yeah,
great start.
it is a great start. It's an awesome start, guys. What's up? We're still practicing this podcast thing. We'll see. Eventually, we'll have like a microphone set up and all kinds of cool stuff. But
And good topics with good
yep.
comments and
But in the meantime, we just talk about whatever and practice and all that good stuff and see how it goes. Charlotte still has questions though.
yeah.
Well, what's up? Man, YouTube's got almost 400. TikTok's got almost 700. That's really cool. We got 100 comments on the video from an hour ago.
My goodness.
Probably some of them are questions.
Okay.
And they are. I forget what I said I was going to actually talk about in the video, too. I just made a video and then it's like, very cool.
You said I'm gonna ask Jen if this is really what I thought, like
Oh,
if
yeah.
what we've been doing is like what I thought homestead life would be like.
Right,
And
yeah. I remember that.
um
And then about Charlo.
pretty much everything we've done is things that we were doing when I would come out and visit. I just didn't help so much.
Yeah. No,
I
Jen.
just didn't get so as involved.
Yo, Jen pretty much knows the whole like order of how everything goes here on the homestead. So yeah, nothing was. I mean, everything changes like every couple weeks. The duck tours change or like
Oh
something.
sure, because of the weather and
Something
if they're
like
out
changes,
and
but
whatever, but
it's pretty much the same routine. She's seen me go through the routine a ton of times throughout all her visits and stuff. So does Jen ring the bell? She can. I don't know.
I did ring the bell the other day.
Did you?
Because, well, yeah, because you were in the duck coop and we wanted them
Oh,
to
that's
leave the
right.
duck coop, so I rang the bell to get them to come to the bell and then you
Right.
could shut the door.
So we've been doing like the morning chores together, and it got way easier because
Ah,
sometimes.
squished. Jen rings my bell.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's more of a pain by yourself just based on like the animals crowding you at the same time, which is cool. Like I want the animals to love me, but not like be under my feet.
Right. And the ducks certainly are.
Yeah, the
Like
ducks.
right under your feet. It's hard to move and maneuver around them with them
Yep.
all around you. And
Some
it's hard to get back in the coop without
yeah.
2 or 3 of them getting in the door,
Yep.
at least.
And some people like they'll train their ducks to like an auto feeder and not actually ever feed them, but I feel like the animals being more comfortable with me is better than.
That's how you build that's how they bond with you. That's how
Yeah.
you build their relationship with you.
Yep, the food has
For
a
sure.
food has a lot to do with it. All right, let's go down. Let's go down to the questions.
That's totally how I've built my relationship with Az.
Yeah. Yeah, no, let's start with that actually, because at first Az was totally like resource guarding.
So yeah, he was cool with me unless
He
he
was.
had something, and if I came by, he thought that I was going to take it, i.e., a milk. He had a milk carton. He had the gallon jug from the milk.
He did.
And he's totally fine with me, but he was playing with that, and I came around the corner, and he totally growled at me, like, "Don't come near my milk carton."
Right.
And no, like, yeah, working with him, just with you for like 2 days, then he had that toy, and
Right.
he let me tell him to leave it, and he let me pick it up. and he had a hat or something that he demolished out here
Yeah, he
today.
got one of my hats.
And he brought it to me, and I told him leave it, and he left it.
That's cool.
So, yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Um,
No, the whole like, I think once we integrated you into feeding him and giving him commands in order to get food, like that just totally.
and he loves to play hide and seek in the morning
Yep.
when he has to chase us around. He loves
Yep.
that.
All right, and I am gonna get to at least the one super chat I got on YouTube. Thank you. I will get to that because it's totally relevant to our podcast. But the first question: did Jen get to retire, or does she work from home? We've covered it a million times, but we can hit it briefly again. But no, Jen does not get to retire.
Nope.
I would hope she wouldn't retire, but she also works from home.
I work for Nate. My office is right here.
Yep.
I worked from home when I was in Wisconsin for Nate. Then it was remote. Now it's home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, there's a whole retail business side of all this. Thanks for the hat. Whole retail side of all this, as well as like the whole, getting other content to other platforms and stuff. With Jen saves me a ton of time by putting my content on YouTube, for example. So, then I don't have to like spend a bunch of time clicking around on a computer or something, getting it all working out. I can actually film more content, do more things. And it's been like that for 8 months, somewhere in there.
TikTok says they missed the end of the milk jug story with Az because the TikTok glitched.
Oh man.
I was just saying he was guarding things that he had, and within 2 days of working with him and Nate, I can now tell him to leave something, and I can take it, and he doesn't defend it from me anymore.
Yep.
So
Yeah, as just viewing.
he's learning quick, and I try to spend as much time out.
I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Stay connected. Stay connected for me. Off-grid internet is usually decent, but interesting. All right, let's see. That's not a question. What are some of Jen's luxuries she had to keep when she moved?
My kitchen appliances.
She needed her kitchen
appliances
stuff.
and everything from my closet came. My kitchen and my closet, pretty much.
Yep. Kitchen
Aside
things.
from that, I don't really have anything. Yeah, I think
Yeah. No,
most
I mean
of my
like,
gadgets are all like my baking things and my cake decorating things. Just like, not that I'll probably be decorating cakes out here, but they were my things. That's my kitchen stuff.
right?
And a lot of that's still in totes, and who knows if and when it'll come out. But
Yeah. The whole outdoor kitchen, like in spring, always gets reorganized anyway. So again, it'll get reorganized, and
yeah.
stuff that belongs in the bigger kitchen will be there, and stuff that belongs here, and yeah, all that stuff. All that stuff. What else do we have? What else? I'm gonna go down the list, and then I'm gonna take your guys' question, including the YouTube super chat that I missed. It's there. I will get to it. What is the next big building project? The next big building project is probably gonna be the house. This whole living quarters, now renamed to headquarters, is going to eventually be a place just for guests after we build a house. But we will, I don't know if it's going to be next, because if it's going to be next, I need to start it in the spring. And I don't really know when I'm going to have time to draw up perfect plans for a house I want to live in for the rest of my life. And I kind of have to do that before I start actually building it. Otherwise, I'll regret everything. So
You have to have it dug first.
yeah, I have to have it dug. I want it dug in the spring as soon as
He
it's
knows
dry.
where he wants it.
I know where I want the house. I've done that. But it's either the house. If I don't do the house, I might do a garage or something, and then do the house the next year. How do you plan on splitting the chores? Each have their own daily chores, or how will you divide it? Any chores that one will only do every time? I don't know if we totally have a plan for that. Like it's just
I don't think we have a plan for it. I can totally see us doing like every morning we've been doing things together. I can see us doing those kinds of things together, but there are obviously things that I will end up doing in here by myself and things that you'll end up doing outside by yourself.
for
Maybe
sure.
not necessarily chores at that point, but different tasks and things that
Right. Yeah, I mean basically
that we're
stuff
working
that
on.
like she's good at. If she doesn't need help with it and I'm not good at, I probably won't.
We've both stayed busy whether we are like busy together or have both found different things that we're working on, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. We pretty much.
And even when you're just like doing little things, I'm answering emails or, you know.
Right. Man, yeah. That's not podcast.
That's a bad time.
conducive.
Bad timing.
Come here, man. People wanted to see you anyway. Come. Come. Good boy.
How come sit with Jen?
You gonna sit
You're
with
not
Jen?
really in the screen, no. You're not really in the screen. Kinda there.
All right.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
question. Good questions that people were leaving. How tough was it to start homesteading, going from city life to where you are now? It was really tough in a lot of ways because I start like most people that start homesteading don't. They buy a property with a house on it and maybe a barn already and just kind of like start from there. I started with nothing but grass and dirt and a limited budget and plans for how I wanted to do things. So I started extremely primitively and kept having to really push onto the next goal, until finally, this was kind of a big, getting this whole headquarters thing done was kind of a big, big drastic improvement, if you will.
Michelle, one of the moderators that was here when I was here for the mod meetup when Nate and I first met,
Right.
stayed down here. And there was a Murphy bed right here. And she messaged me the other day and she's like, I can't even believe it's the same room. She's like, I
Right.
can't believe how much it has changed. And then yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, yep, the deep freezer was there. Hopper jumped out
Yep.
of his egg right there, the
right
very
there.
first duck that you hatched. Yep, like
Yep.
we like kneeling right here while we did the branding of the hats, and yeah, and
Yep.
just how different, how it was just felt like a empty storage building or
Yeah.
big
no, it
open
was
space,
just
yeah, and how much it's changed.
just an empty pole building, and
It's
now this
pretty
half
cool.
of it is majorly transformed.
Nice job, baby.
Thanks.
Nails check.
Oh my gosh.
We can't show our nails today. We did work that totally stained our fingers. I
Yeah.
cut mine off so that they wouldn't look so bad, but
Right.
yours are still pretty stained.
Mine are still pretty stained. They're pretty stained with
Some work-
essentially ink.
Some work does that.
It does. Man. Man. I know you really love your toy. I know. It's cool. Let's see. Do you do any canning other than long-term food preservation prep? Not really yet, but once this homestead gets out of its building stage and into
Production.
production stage, it'll be a lot better. Man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I can't wait to start growing stuff. Like
Right. Spring. Jen has a
yeah,
lot
like if
more
I want
ambition
to,
to
if I
grow
want a
stuff
pepper or
than I
something,
do.
I want to be able to just go grab it.
Right.
Like I don't want to be like, damn it, I got to put that on the list and maybe I can make that next time. Like if I want a
Right.
pepper, I just want to be able to grab it. Like the
Mhm.
fresh basil the other day.
Right.
There's no reason. Yeah, herbs are so easy to grow. There's no reason I shouldn't just be snatching basil off a plant.
Right.
I just should be.
I can see indoor gardening
there will
of that
be.
occurring at
Yeah,
some point.
totally.
in the
Like
winter
little window
times.
greenhouses.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yep. So this is all part of like why I want to build a house like in the spring, but like I could also stop and carefully calculate and then get certain windows oriented for whatever type of indoor gardens. Like
Yep.
I mean I can change some of that as I'm going. Like But if I'm gonna do a concrete insulated ICF house, like making changes as you go once the exterior walls are done, is a little more difficult.
Yep.
Wait a second, did you get a new espresso machine? I could have sworn it was silver. Hey, somebody's observant.
That's totally observant.
Yeah, very much so. So Jen had a black espresso machine, which I got.
When we were in Washington, when I stayed in Washington, Nate bought the
Yep.
espresso machine, and he left it there for me because he knew I was staying to stay with my mom, and told me just bring it to the homestead with you. So I had it in Washington, and then I had it in Wisconsin,
Yep,
and we were so excited to put it on this counter.
we were. Yep. And it matches better, and it's
It
in a little
looks
better
great.
shape because it's not like 6 years old and made many
Yeah.
thousands of cups of coffee.
And every morning since I've been here, Nate has woken up with a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh. How long does the hot water last? It depends. Like if it's 120 degrees, I don't really know because we've been shutting it off in between, like soaping up or whatever. Like it's plenty for like the faucet.
And after I got out of the shower tonight, so it was about 15, 20 minutes I waited, and then I did the dishes.
Yeah.
The water was warm again for the dishes.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't take
Yeah,
that
it
long for it to
doesn't-
reheat.
It doesn't take that long to heat up again.
The thing is that when he heats the stove up hot enough to warm the water to 120 degrees for a shower, it gets really warm in here. So you're able to turn the warm water on and get wet, and then just turn the water off. Soap up, do, shampoo, soap, whatever, shave, whatever it is you gotta do. And then turn the water on again. It's still hot. Rinse off,
Yep.
and then get out. And it's so warm in here.
It is. And again, when it comes time to doing like the permanent house, I'm gonna have like a way better water system. But like this was fairly quick and easy to do, multi-purpose, all-in-one stoves. Like
It hasn't not worked for us yet.
no, nope. And like it's so simple. Like there's really nothing to like.
I have warm water for dishes because we've just cooked dinner.
Yep.
The house is warm if you decide to use that water for a shower instead.
That's right.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I think about my lifestyle versus like most other people's is you don't realize how much timing affects everything. Like you use certain electric appliances when it's sunny out because they draw a lot, and like you take a shower at a certain time based on like what the water is doing, and you cook at a certain time and you decide not to warm up the stove or warm up the room in the middle of the afternoon. You might wish it was 70 when it's really just 60 in here, but wait a little bit to make dinner and then heat up it's just little things like that. I guess it's
And 60 in here doesn't feel cold because there's no draft whatsoever.
yeah, no, 60's fine in here.
Yeah, we let it drop that one day a little bit, and I put a sweatshirt on towards the end of the afternoon. And then when
Right.
it was time to heat up the stove for dinner, it got totally warm in here, and I
It
pulled the
did.
sweatshirt off again.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's
No, I'm using very little firewood, even though like it's for cooking, and like I'm using less firewood in here than I was in the camper. So yeah. What do you both do in downtime, like when you need rest? Very important facet of life and longevity. Watch shows, play games, cuddle pups. I'd say we do all those things.
all of those things, yeah.
Yep. Pretty much on Saturdays we do nothing other than make sure the animals are taken care of, and yeah, then whatever it is, if it's nice out, we'll go on an ATV ride. If it's
Yeah.
not,
We watched 2 movies yesterday
we did.
and chilled.
We did, yep. Yep, that was cool on the big fancy big screen TV.
Mm-hmm.
Which I always wanted to have like a 72-inch TV and never had a reason to buy one. But then you're like, I have one. I'm like, well, I can find a place to put it then.
I saw your eyes light up when you saw my TV in the living room.
They did. They did. They did.
Uh,
It doesn't even use that much power.
Do you have to bring that to the homestead with you? Well, I don't have to, but I could leave it. We could put it on the homestead.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Another one, what does Jen do for work? We work together. I have a business and she helps me out tremendously. It's really cool that the girl I wanted to be with happened to be talented in a variety of areas that could help me out in that way. Yes, man. Can you show us all your animals? Not really on a live. What's your favorite dish that Jen makes for you guys to eat? I've been asked this before and I always get stumped because I'm like, that Marry Me chicken's really good.
Some of the things I've made multiple times. Like I think that's the third time I've made that Marry Me chicken
It
dish.
might be. Yeah.
Because I made it here for the very first time. Then I made it at my house once because it's easy and it's good and I know Jordan would eat it. And then I made it the other night. Mm-hmm. It's just really good.
It is. It's good food. We both like it.
Aside from that, I've just made a bunch of like random type things. I haven't really even gone off serious recipes or anything.
It's mostly been like, I mean, she's been here a week, so it's kind of like when you first move, most people, order pizza every night or something.
The cornbread that night was really good.
That was really good. Yeah.
That was good.
That was good. Basically everything Jen makes that I really don't like normally care for. Every time Jen makes it,
I made meatballs one time, and he never said to me, "I don't like meatballs." Like it wasn't until like I think even in the video is when he first mentioned like I don't really like meatballs. He's like, "But these were good."
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Now she makes stuff that I traditionally think, oh, I don't really like that, but then there's something, I don't know, maybe excess butter. I don't know what you do to all the things. The chat says it's made with love, and that's why.
No excess butter. No excess anything.
She's just good at making food. She's just good at making food. Consider it a magnet trigger doggy door. A small magnet on their collar opens the lock and the door retracts. People want
oh my gosh,
me to do that with cats and stuff.
Can you imagine the footprints?
Yeah. Like I would maybe do it if like it also washed and dried like their paws and stuff, like, but constant in and out, like this place would look like a mud hole. Like
I could see maybe for the cats to come in
and out
there.
Yep.
But not in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that too, good. Except for I like to know where they're at. And
yep. And you like they come here and they're like, we're here.
Yep. So they just tell me when they want to come in, and if I'm okay with them coming in right then, like if it's dinner time or whatever, they come in. Like I guess I am the automatic doggy door, cat door. You and Jen started thinking about retirement. Will you have less animals for less work or move? I don't know. There might be less animals, probably not less than what I have now, but we'll probably get more and then maybe scale back. Basically, I've been thinking about retirement ever since I came out here. That's why my house is going to be a single-story house, for example. Like, I want to be able to stay here as long as I can. Whatever that means, like, so, there's going to be certain things that are easier. I do things right now that are a struggle, extra maintenance, extra work, but I'm not, at the point where I'm incapable of doing those things. I just think, someday maybe I won't be able to do this, and I'll plan and configure the house accordingly. How would you suggest introducing two cats together? Put them in the same room.
Close the door.
Kennel them and let them like be around each other, but not like unlimited exposure. And eventually they'll more or less be fine. Once they smell each other and get used to it, then you can slowly introduce them. How do you voice your videos? I hear ambient noises and the dogs, wood stove, but it seems like voiceover. I do voiceover most of the videos.
There's a way to leave the background noise in or not.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're talking about. Like sometimes we voice over and you can't hear anything in the back, and other times you're talking but you can hear the fire crackling in the back.
Right, yeah.
So
So
that's how you change it.
it depends what's happening in the background. Like sometimes the noise, like I mean, I live on a homestead, like it's not always quiet, and so sometimes I just have to mute the whole sound so people can hear what's going on. Sometimes I talk directly in the videos. It just depends on the type of video, but makes better quality videos if you voice over and then adjust each ambient sound of the clip. But not always. Hi Jen, do you miss Quick Trip?
I miss some of the people at Quick Trip, but
I miss Quick Trip.
no. Well, as a store in general, I guess, yeah. No, I'm okay. I haven't missed anything yet, honestly, other than some people. I don't really miss a whole lot, no. Not once have I been like, damn, I want to run to the store.
Right.
I mean, the one day I said, crap, I should have got a Pepsi when we were in town. And he's like, oh, I can make you a Pepsi.
And then I made her a Pepsi, and she said, "This tastes like a
It
Pepsi."
tastes like a Pepsi, yep.
Uh-huh.
It was good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't had any urges for anything like that.
All right. All right. There's tons of questions. This is wild. How does Az get along with the ducks? Pretty good. If you guys watch the videos, you'll see a number of clips of Az with ducks, and he's been doing good. How is Jen dealing with the slower pace of life? Yes, this question is specifically for Jen.
Yeah, this is in slower pace of
No.
life. I do a lot. I've done a lot more in the last week than I probably did the last month in town.
Yeah, that's like living on a
Taking care of
homestead.
me and a
That's
teenager. Like,
right. I'm a lot of work, guys, is what she's saying.
well, no,
Oh,
not at all. There's always something going on. Obviously, we had to put this place together, and we did that in 7 days, which was absolutely amazing compared to what I walked into last Saturday.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a project last Saturday with a
It's
bed to crash on.
yeah.
Yeah,
Always something going on. And then, I mean, some of the things that, yeah, there's little things to do all day long. So, yeah, it's not really slower pace. It's just not,
homesteading can be slower paced, but it depends on the people that are homesteading. I'm not a person to
what
just
you're doing with it. Yeah.
sit back and be like, okay, today's good. I'm not going to do much of anything. Like, it's never been my mindset and probably never will be my mindset. So,
I would have to remind him the things that he did throughout the day because he would sit down and be like, oh, it wasn't productive today. I hate when it's not a productive day. I didn't get anything done. And I'm like, what about this, this? You did this? And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I did those things.
yeah, I'm always convinced I didn't do enough during the day. Always.
Like, you did nothing all day.
Yep.
I'm like, you built a doghouse in 4 hours. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. Oh my, yeah. I do keep myself busy. When you get your new house done, will you get another fish tank? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'd like to know if Jen would think about putting out a homestead cookbook. That Marry Me chicken looked absolutely amazing. She might do a cookbook sometime, like maybe. We'll see. That sounds like a very futuristic possibility. Next project for the living quarters. That was a clever question.
We could have said that, but we did that. I did that today.
Right.
Oh, the next project that I'm doing is filling nail holes and repainting the trim. That's the next thing I'm doing. What are you doing?
I was thinking video games.
You're gonna play video games in in here.
as a
That's what you're
project.
gonna do. That sounds like a great project.
Oh no, I've got. Well, come before summertime comes, I want to do a mini split, AC unit over here. I got a bunch of stuff to do before summer. Like I need to come up with a way to heat the water not on the cook stove in the summer because we are not running a fire in here in the summertime. That's not happening. That's going to turn into a
Oh my
wonderful
goodness.
table where we
Well-
set stuff in the summer, not burn anything in.
Right. Well, and I've got the induction stovetop
Yeah.
and
We've got
things like that.
we've got stuff. We'll either bring them down here or Jen will decide she
I
wants
love
to
to be
cook.
down there.
She likes the
love to be
outdoor
down there.
kitchen. I think most
Yeah.
of the stuff, we'll probably just eat out there because
We probably won't be in here a whole lot during the summer, like
probably not.
to cool off if we absolutely need to, and then in the evening, like same way we were with the camper. I mean, literally, we would get up and go out, coffee in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
hang out all day, doing everything outdoors, and then
We
when
would.
the sun went down, he'd be begging us, "Let's go back in the camper."
Mhm. Sometimes we'd
There's
be
no
out there till
reason to
2
be-
a.m. anyway.
Yeah, yeah. There's no reason to be in.
Nope.
Love to be outside.
There's no point in living on 102 acres and then spending all of it in a tiny 300 square foot box.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of silly, in
Yeah.
my opinion. But what else do we have? We kind of went on. But yeah, that was pretty much my projects. I got a couple little things to finish, but mostly it's preparing for summertime in here. What would you do if you're low on rainwater and need water? I would do a rain dance. No. I've never been low on water.
There's the well right over here. We totally could go to if we absolutely had to.
Yeah, there's a spring not far away. There's a well I can put like a shallow well I can put buckets into. I can collect water out of the creek, or I can go to town and fill a 500-gallon water container for like $1.50 or something like that. But I would probably choose that dead last because I just go to a spring or. But yeah, I don't know what's happening because we get so much rainfall and we use such little water. Kind of dog is minion, pug, dachshund, and a little bit of chihuahua.
Chihuahua. Just a little bit right here. Just a chihuahua.
Uh-huh.
This little bit right here.
It is.
Huh. This little bit's the
Little
chihuahua.
bit. All right.
It's the chihuahua.
There might be more questions on there by now. We blasted through all the questions.
Somebody asked, so when is it time to stop working on the headquarters and start working towards the permanent homestead? And I think that
Permanent home.
I think they're talking about when do you stop putting extra time into this and start building a house? Well, in the winter isn't the time to build a house. So right now
Yeah.
we have the time to get this complete so that when it's time to worry about a house, we're not still like.
Yep.
Plus, we don't want this to just be empty. Like this, it's gonna be a guest quarters. It's gonna be
Yeah. It'll be a nice
a
place.
nice place for people to stay when they come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not going to be any guest rooms in the house we build.
I have a friend who's terrified of bugs for some reason. She'll probably absolutely love this
Probably.
if we bring her down in a bubble.
Right.
It's funny.
Too funny. Have a happy and healthy new year. Thank you. All right. Everybody, all these YouTube people have been sending super chats.
Let's get to them.
Let's go back through them, make sure. Hopefully they're still here, even though it took us forever. There we go. Just came into the stream. Can I request a short story about how you and Jen met, please? Short story, short version. We met on TikTok. I was doing social media, and I was doing a coffee live with another coffee creator because I'm very passionate about coffee, which is why I sell coffee now, and have a gazillion coffee contraptions. But yeah, we met on social media. We just hung out in the live. She wanted to be a moderator. or I said I needed a moderator. She
And I offered.
volunteered. And I'm like, sure, I don't know who you are, but you have coffee in your username. So I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. I was
Um,
like the only person chatting with you guys at the
right.
time.
Yeah, the account was much smaller then, and yeah, made her a moderator. And then as the channel grew, I got a whole team of moderators and all.
And that was the thing. So Nate and I met like through that live. We met and I became a moderator, but we never talked.
We basically just knew of each
I
other.
became, yep, he knew I was his mod. I watched the lives and went in and moderated. I did lives, and I became friends with all the other moderators. And then he would pop in now and then and became friends with all of us too.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he decided to have all the mods out here to meet, that's when we actually met. Like, we didn't know anything about each other. I only knew like what you guys would see on social media. We didn't message each other, talk on the side, like nothing. Nothing. We knew
Yep.
nothing about each other other than, well, I knew all about his life because of him being on
Because
social
it's on
media,
there.
but he didn't know anything about me.
Nope, not a thing. That was the funniest thing when we did decide to start dating. That sometimes I was like, well, what do you do when you like start dating someone? You tell them about what you do in your life, and I'm like, she knows everything I did, including what happened today, because I made a video about it and posted it, and she watched it. I was like, I don't know what to talk about. I'm like, hey John, what you
We never
up
had
to?
problems talking.
No, we never did.
Never.
Nope,
Nope.
nope. We just talk about us and relationships. Like we're old people now.
Well, and we both have pasts, so it's okay to talk about your past. There's nothing to hide. Like,
Yep.
we just talked about everything.
We spent a good bit of time just trying to figure
Getting
out if
to
we
know
were
each other. If we're
compatible
incompatible
or
for
not.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
like there'd just be some things about another person that you'd just be like, yeah, I can't,
Yep.
I can't be in a relationship with a person if,
Right.
yeah. So we spent time trying to know each other, and I don't know. Apparently, we didn't have any red flags for each other at all.
I haven't seen any red flags yet.
I haven't either.
That's good. Don't read Reddit.
Right, right. Oh my gosh. Oh, too funny. Minion is cute. I love your channel. Thank you for the super chat. What kind of dog food do you feed Minion? He gets Open Farm dog food. Minion has a sponsor.
Raw mix.
He likes the raw mix. He loves the raw mix.
It's a
Don't you?
Yum-Yums.
He's got all kinds of Open Farm food.
He loves it.
Red Bike Queen joined Narrowway supporters.
Awesome. Welcome.
Jason W sent $20 and said, "Get a little housewarming gift." Well, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
We'll
Very
have
cool.
to do that. Steph asked, "Will Az eventually be getting a coyote collar?" I don't totally know. He's probably gonna get one. How much he's gonna wear it? How much he would really need it? He's gonna outweigh the coyotes around here by like 5 times. They're
Like little 40-pound dogs.
yeah, they're like no threat to
Yeah.
him at all. Like
Yeah.
there's stories of dogs his size, versus 6 coyotes, and the dog has some wounds that probably should have that violet stuff sprayed into, and all the coyotes are dead. Like wolves are a different story, but coyotes are not.
Mm-hmm.
They're not anything crazy. Have a happy and healthy new year. Thank you. Awesome. All right. We made it through all the other questions. We made it through the super chats.
Good gifts over on TikTok like
Thanks,
crazy.
TikTok.
We had a
Thank you for the
snowman and a
gifts.
crane and a helmet and all these roses.
Yep. Will
Miles Colorado in the chat.
Lord Minion have his own dog family? Probably not, because I'm pretty particular about how I think dogs should be bred and health testing and all that kind of stuff. And Minion is cute and awesome as he is. I don't want to pass some of the things on to another generation of puppies as much as I love him and think it's awesome. And I could probably sell his puppies for $5,000 a piece. I just don't. No. Can't do it. I don't feel like it's ethical. Not ethical dog breed.
Y'all dating? If that's what
Dating?
you call it.
I don't know. Now that you've moved in, you want to date?
Right?
I feel like that's a little
A
backwards.
little past that.
We're past that. Drew Mattingly sent a super chat. Thank you. Made you decide you wanted to live the homestead lifestyle. I just saw my future and couldn't figure out how to change it without changing the present. So I didn't want to be a contractor with a couple good employees, still working in the field on my hands and knees when I'm 65 years old installing flooring and doing an amazing job on trim or something. And like, yeah, it was fine for then, but I didn't want to keep doing that when I'm older with no plan of retiring. I mostly figured that out by hiring subcontractors and working with guys that were like 65 years old, and I'm like, that's the future? I don't like that future. I mean, it looks comfy. I think he is actually comfy.
That was my first week on the homestead. It was good. It was good.
Well,
We just really stayed busy and whipped this whole little area into shape.
we did.
It feels like a home now. We both, like, things are put, all of my stuff is put away aside from the many totes that I had sent Nate that I wasn't currently living out of anyway. And a lot of my kitchen stuff is gonna end up in the outdoor kitchen. Like, that's where I'll do most of my big time cooking and stuff anyway.
For sure.
But yeah, I got my car unloaded within a couple of days, things unpacked.
We made good progress.
Yep.
I don't
There's a
even.
couple little things you want to do, that Nate wants to do, and there's probably a couple little decorative things that I'll do just to spice it up a little bit, but
Yep.
it's comfortable.
It is, yeah. A couple little things. I want to get another cabinet for over the washer dryer, for example. Like that's
Yep, and we have the cabinet coming for the bathroom stuff, and a couple little shelves like you were talking about.
Yep, I'm gonna build some shelves around the bed a little bit. And then there might be more. I might decide I want a whole row of cabinets up at the top.
Who
but
knows?
We're gonna live here for a bit and figure it out before we just go crazy. And then Jen's like, "Why did you put 10,000 cabinets in here?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. I thought we might need them someday." Question for you both. No, Survivor Man, aka Les Stroud. What do you think of him?
I don't know who that is.
Don't know who that is either. So I don't really have an opinion on, like, I'm gonna guess he's like a YouTube creator or something, maybe. I don't know, but
Hold on a second. Is he the guy that was on the Survivor episode that did so well that they gave him his own show? And I'm never gonna see the response to that. But is that who it is?
right.
That might be who they're talking about.
Could be. I don't know. Hey, trading a Starling dish for the high performance disc. Has a far wider
is,
band of
okay.
reception. Used on a move. But yeah, I've heard about new equipment. I want to look into it.
So I know who you guys are talking about because I saw the original episode where he did so well, and then I remember seeing he got his own show, but I have not watched an episode of his show.
There we go. We came back. Somebody was timed out by a moderator for 86,000 seconds. That's hilarious.
86,000?
Why does it say that in seconds?
I don't know.
That's too funny.
That's hysterical.
Use most all beard products. Awesome.
I wonder if that's what it means, if that's what it says when they're removed from the channel on YouTube. Like, when they're blocked from the channel. That's so funny.
That is funny. I don't think there's a better match out there than her. Amazing woman. I agree. Yeah, I didn't really think it was.
That's because you're my person. That's why.
I didn't think it was possible to find anybody that would be compatible with my lifestyle and me. It's a tall order.
Yeah.
24-hour boot. There you go. Never seen you live. I don't often go live on YouTube, but I'm changing that. I hope. That's the plan. for now, 10 o'clock Eastern time, Sunday nights.
You're hoping to what? To change your live schedule? Is that what you're saying?
I'm hoping to just go live more on YouTube than I have been.
Oh yeah, it's nice to do this double.
It
to
is.
have
It is.
to have both going.
Nope.
I can't do better. He's my person. There is no better to do. Nope.
Jen and Minion get along. Well, sometimes Minion gets upset with her and
Mins.
drags her through the mud
Come.
and beats her up out by the outdoor kitchen. But most of the time they get
Come
along
on.
good.
Yeah, she's my buddy. Nate'll say, "Come here, man," and he'll climb up on Jen's lap. Hold on, climb
Yep.
up on Jen's lap. Yes, he does.
Another question: have you thought about making soaps? Might be the same person. We did think about it. It's way low on the priority list, but we might try that someday.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to anything. I do have things that I do want to do though that I definitely want to get into first.
Nope. Is Minion Az getting along with Jen's dog? Really well. Az and Charlo pretty much mostly ignore each other after noticing each other, and Minion and Charlo play like crazy, so
They love to play.
they do. Yep, they get along well. Men's.
We have not let Charlo run. I can't let her run lead free yet. She's very much an inside city dog, very much a house pup. So she's always on a leash, and I'm always out there with her.
Yep.
She hasn't had freedom yet.
It's not totally the time of year to practice when it's rainy and muddy like it is.
Right.
It's a little bit.
For sure.
So pleased you both found each other. Lots of love for my family. My kids love Minion. Well, thanks. Jen's still working. Yes, Jen is still working. Jen
I work
works
for Nate.
She works for me. She's worked for the homestead remotely for
Almost a year now.
yeah. So yeah, it's the whole job situation wasn't any kind of transition for her at
No.
all. Like same stuff. Although hopefully gets a little easier. We're changing how we're.
Did you build his lazy Susan for her shoes yet, Nate?
I'm behind on the honeydew list that the internet has for me to do for Jen.
Oh,
that's
did
for
they
Sure.
they build you a honeydew list?
I'm sure they probably have. There's always things.
Oh, that's funny.
Favorite couple on TikTok
Thank
is
you.
you two right here. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
That is awesome. Show us Minion. Minion was here, but now Minion's chilling in his bed, and
You want to come up, Lo?
I'm not gonna disturb Lord Minion.
You want to come up? Come here.
What's your favorite inside activities when it rains? We like to play video games. Most of the time, there's always some kind of project to do, whether it's inside or outside, though. So we stay busy. We stay busy doing stuff, especially with the living quarters, like needing to be complete. But we've got that whole storage side that has to be reworked a little bit, and some stuff's in here that should go out there, and there's probably some stuff over there that should go in here, and and there's always outside
Okay,
stuff to do
thanks.
regardless of weather. Like
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You need the kisses. Thanks.
Give Nate the kisses. Nate likes the kisses.
I know, as daily duties outside, you think there may be special occasion when he can come inside.
He tried to come inside today.
He tried to come inside today. He was
Holy shit, he was big coming through that door too. I
Right?
was like, whoa, this little area is not gonna manage you for long.
He was covered in mud.
Oh my God.
It was quite the.
And drool. I don't know if you guys probably can't see from a distance, but oh my God. He's like a Saint Bernard. He
Yeah.
drools. He's drool.
Yeah.
Think of food, drool. Talk
Yep.
of food, drool.
It's major.
I tried to show you guys like when I was feeding him today, and like my fingers were webbed with drool. Like
He's a mess. But to the original question, yes, he is going to come in here sometimes. It has the ambient temperature in here can't be much different than the temperature out there. So like if it was really cold in here in the wintertime, I'd let him come in. If the summertime temperatures, so he'd be more likely to come in here in the summer. we'd have to wipe his feet. But yeah, he's gonna get to come in here now and again for sure. He's not gonna like it in here. He's not gonna want to like stay in here. He'd love to come in and investigate, slobber on some stuff, maybe take a bite out of the countertop and head back
For
out.
sure.
But
Jump up on the bed. I can see
jump
that.
on the bed, right?
Big old
Oh
paw
my
prints.
gosh, that'd be wild.
Yeah.
But
He
yeah,
won't like it.
it's not gonna be that he never can come in here. He's not gonna really want to be in here. Like he loves
There's not
being
much for him
outside
to do in
and
here.
looking around. So let me refresh that. Whoa. Nate, do you like any sports? Not really. Too busy to pay attention to sports, and
I
watch.
still have to teach him about football.
Yeah, she's gonna get me into football, I'm sure. And I'm sure I'll be.
When we have time to actually sit down and watch.
Yes, definitely. Where do you get all the supplies to build the living quarters? From a variety of places. Most everything in here was purchased, and not like really made. Like the wood stove was already in the storage building. I put it in early on after I put up the storage building. But this needed to go up fast and quick, and once I was finished with the outhouse project, I just turned around and focused on this because I wanted it done before winter, because the camper was not really holding up, and I didn't want to waste a bunch of time on the camper, because this is nicer no matter what I do to the camper. You're from Preston County. How did you guys meet? Well, you'll have to go watch the YouTube version of this, because we went over it. It's one of the most commonly asked questions, and we probably answer it every other live, I feel like.
If not every live, but yeah.
Right.
You can watch for mods too. They'll answer you in the chat.
Yep.
Unless they're tired of answering it too.
That could be. That could be. Go places, do things. That's right. Up, and he raised his head up. Love the videos. Living my dream life. That's awesome.
He's looking at you to see if you're serious or not.
He is. Yeah, he's not sure.
You can't tell. It sounded serious, but oh, there goes the eyebrows. Oh my goodness.
Him
The
and his eyebrows.
It wasn't serious, Mince.
No, man, it wasn't serious. It's the middle of the night and it's foggy and rainy out. Not a good time for it. Then I'm putting in a root cellar. Probably, although I'll most likely make the basement of the house I make, at least part of it, be a root cellar. It's probably what's going to happen. What'd you do differently if you're going to start all over on the homestead? Not a lot, but it's been fairly successful, so I don't completely know what I would change about the order of things, or yeah, what I put up, or any of it. Tell Minion he's a good boy. I'll definitely tell Minion he's a good boy. Headquarters tour. People did want a headquarters tour.
You can give a tour. I'm cool with that.
I give a tour. I give a tour, guys.
There's towels on the counter and your tea bag on the thing, but we've been living in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have.
I'm gonna do a double tour.
I'm gonna
Look
try
at
to.
you.
I'm gonna try to do a double
Look
tour.
at you.
First, I gotta unplug the chargers. Someday, when I actually do a whole microphone setup, this will be impossible. Let me set TikTok down for a second.
I'm gonna go outside for a minute.
All right.
While you do that.
All right. First in the tour is the lovely Jen. Oh, all right. We'll start at the office, just because that's where we're pointing. I gotta look and see what's showing up in the cameras, though. I just back way up. The office. There's like a big TV on the wall. There's the Death Star light, which is super cool. And yeah, pretty much my desk. It's usually a mess. Right at the moment, it's not a huge mess. Jen's desk. Got a robot vacuum, which I have not even run one time, nor filmed any content on or anything yet, but that's gonna happen. And we got basically a table. It's also Minion's crate, if you will. He's also crate trained. He actually loves going in there, which is partially why it's closed at the moment because it's not time for him to be in there. And we got the wood stove. Oh, and a shower. Wood stove, kitchen. Wood stove's the center point, so the wood stove's in the center of it all. And in the kitchen, the coffee bar, here's where I'm putting another cabinet. I wasn't sure what I was doing for a washer dryer, so I just did one, I just knew I could throw another cabinet up there later if I needed to. Out there is the mud room where we take off our shoes and leave a bunch of stuff, dog food and various things. And there is the lovely Jen.
She's back.
Right now, Minion has his area down here.
He loves it.
We've got our armoires with my hat that's stuck in it. You can tell which one's mine. It's the one that's got the door propped open and not closed properly. But we managed to fit a giant king-size bed in here. Just super cool.
And everybody wants to know about the person who has to sleep next to the wall. And totally, actually, it's fine because I just crawl out the bottom. I don't have to crawl over him. And in the camper, I did have to crawl over him a couple times, and he didn't even know I left the building. So if I had to crawl over him, it'd be okay. But nope, just right out the bottom.
Pretty much. I think most of the time, even when I get out of bed, I get out the bottom too instead of the side.
Do you really?
I think most of the time I do.
You have the whole side. And you
I
crawl
know,
out the bottom.
and I just scoot out the bottom.
Whatever. It works.
Pretty much. Pretty much. All right, let me put you guys back in your holders. I have no idea what anybody said while all that was occurring, but hopefully I was pointing in the right direction when I was saying things. That would be awesome. You ready for snow, neighbor? I've heard people talking about snow. Somebody said southern West Virginia is supposed to get a bunch of snow. I don't know anything about it. I didn't
somebody
see.
said something about 10 inches or something.
Yeah, I saw that too. Oops, wrong charger. Does it feel like home yet? Yeah, I think it feels like home.
Does to me.
What's really, really weird to me, like the biggest change that I wasn't like prepared for or ready for was the fact that everything in where I live has a place. And so most of the time it's toothbrush, wherever. And
We won't talk about the things I pull out of cabinets and drawers and stuff to be able to put things in places.
right, right.
Things had places, they just weren't organized places.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yep, watching him organize yesterday. Like, he's meticulous with things. He kept talking about his desk was just covered in crap, and he kept talking about he needed to get his desk cleaned off, and where's he going to put all this stuff? And I just kept listening to him talk about it. Like, eventually he's going to get to it, right? Well, I realized that there's a whole process to this. So now everything has a place. He just had to find something to make it a place, or build something extra, or change something to make it exactly how he wanted it so that he could put those things in those places. And so he's like, do you want an extra place to hang things in your armoire? Because I took mine out. He's totally changing. Yeah, he's manipulating things to work the way he wants them to. And yeah, I think it just took a couple days of thinking through all the things he wanted to do. And then once he got moving, like his desk got cleared off so quick, and like he just had things going. I was like, all right.
Yep. See, to me, when I looked at cleaning off the desk, it was an 8-hour project. It's like I'm gonna have to install shelves here. I'm gonna have to figure out
I
how
know,
the
and you just kept
electronics are
talking
going
about it,
under
and I'm
there.
like, eventually you're gonna clean your desk out. You're gonna stop talking about it. Eventually you're just going to, and you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just had to
You had
plan.
it all
I had to plan it
organized,
first.
and yep.
I couldn't have a cord
You had
laying
to
on the desk without knowing where it was gonna go before it could start
Yeah,
cleaning.
yeah, I figured that out.
No, that's
You
pretty.
kicked butt when she got moving.
Uh-huh.
And then he says to me, do you think we could get this place ready to do a final video? And I'm looking, I have everything like perfect, and I'm looking at his desk, I'm like, yep. Yeah, but I ain't touching your desk. I'm not touching your desk.
Well, see, I asked you.
Everything else is ready.
I asked you that knowing that I could get my desk cleaned up by the end of the day.
But you didn't. That was yesterday you asked me that. And I even made the bed after it stayed unmade all day. I made it. And I got up and I cleaned everything up and you did nothing. And then I unmade the bed and we went to sleep. And then today we started doing stuff. Well, yesterday you did manipulate
I did.
that.
I did. And I said by tomorrow, I thought.
No, you didn't. You just
Oh.
said, do you think we could get this place ready for a final video? And I said, yep. And I got up and started doing everything. And I had it almost ready for a video. It just, part of it
Just-
wasn't quite complete yet.
Yeah, that was my part.
And you're like throwing your jeans on the bed and like all this shit. And I'm like, I just made that. And then I tried to unmake the bed and you tried to remake the bed with the pillows again. And I'm
I
like,
did.
what are you doing?
I did. I had a plan. I don't know what it was.
You
but
did
I had
have a plan.
Nah, I didn't know what the plan was.
What are you doing with that pillow, Nate? I was
Right.
hoping you'd grab it.
Oh man,
Oh, you're funny.
we're having way too much fun figuring each other out. I can tell you that. Yep.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, where did that go? There it is. Super chat on YouTube. So Andy Nate, can't you make spiked armor for the duckies so they won't need to stay in the coop?
we could get them all spiked leashes or spiked collars. Your
We
ducks
could.
would all have spiked collars. That'd be funny.
It would be.
A spike down the collar with a spike down their back.
Yep. The problem is the ducks would like go dive for the same piece of food and spike each other.
That's true.
That'd be a disaster.
They do. They land on each other quite often.
They do. They do. Guys are so cute together. You look so much happier with Jen there. I am happier. Much happier. Will Nate ever shave the beard? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. So why is the toilet still outside? Because I don't want to be stinky in here.
It's gonna stay outside.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's only 300 square feet in here. Like, making a room, especially for a toilet, and then wondering where that stuff in the toilet's gonna go would be complicated. So we'll see what happens with the.
It's
With
really
the
not that
permanent
far of
house.
a walk.
No, it's really not.
I've been down there every day. It hasn't been that far of a walk. And
Right?
as guards me, he walks down there with me, and then he hangs out, and then he walks back with me.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yep.
buddies.
I'm gonna have to do a bodyguard video or two with him because he's totally a bodyguard. Like,
Oh, he totally goes with me. And if he sees you out there, he'll stay by you before he'll stay by me.
right?
But if I tell him to come with me, he will.
Yeah. And he's still a puppy,
And
and
he-
I haven't had him a month yet.
He's so funny. I went down there with him this morning. He walked down there with me and he waited. We're coming back and I could hear him chomping on something. I'm like, what you got? I said, leave it. And he drops it. He dropped a bone. He found another deer bone. And I said, oh, never mind.
Sounds
You can
about
have
right.
that. I could just
Yeah.
hear it clinking in his teeth. I'm like, are you eating metal? What do you have? No,
Right.
he had a deer bone. He had that one cleaned off.
Oh,
The
I'm
one
sure.
that had all the muscles and stuff still on it. That thing
Mhm.
is clean off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he loved that.
Yep.
He's going in the woods finding his own deer legs. It's funny.
He is. Yeah, he is. Yep, he's loving that.
Where is the toilet? The toilet is in the outhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's actually 2 toilets and a urinal in the outhouse.
There is.
Fancier than most bathrooms you'd find
Mhm.
anywhere.
And the outhouse still smells not like an outhouse.
Nope, doesn't smell like an outhouse at all. If anything, you can still kind of smell the oil in the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't smell like an outhouse at all.
Yeah. Oh, it's worked really good. I should do an update video on the outhouse. Yeah. Does he have a tracker on him to see where he goes? Yes. At night he's still on a leash, and at some point
We're gonna
that's not
change
gonna
that here
be.
soon.
Yeah, he's pretty much ready.
It's gonna take us staying up all night or taking turns. Somebody's gonna have eyes on him at all times, especially if he goes after something.
Yep. particularly early on. Like, and then we just need to see how he reacts. If he embarks at the door or lets us know before he just takes off, like
Boots and heels.
that would work.
I'm just happy Jen is there. We get to see normal food being cooked.
Oh man. Favorite flavor of your brand of coffee? I don't really know. I still really like the Mad Scientist blend. That's still really good.
That's probably
The-
still one of my favorites.
The yacht blend is totally a really good one too.
Since Jen's here, maybe instead of
A podcast, you can call it a Gen cast.
That's
Sounds
funny.
like
It doesn't need
sounds
to,
like a good
I don't
plan.
need to be involved in that.
Sounds like a good plan.
No, I don't need to be
Yeah.
involved in that.
You know what happens when
It's
I
not
hear a
about
good
me.
idea and go and run with it?
Maybe it's an 8-cast.
Maybe it's a Gen cast. Oh man.
Not.
When are you coming out with a Homestead coffee? I probably won't name any of them Homestead. I did.
There's a
about-
Narrowway coffee.
Yeah, there's a Narrowway coffee. But, yeah. Man, that chat is just rolling so fast. A couple people asked if you plan to make as a coffee blend or beard oil scent. It's somewhat likely that one of those things will happen. Yeah. Good chance. It takes a long time to
Give him
For-
the hair tonic. I don't need to be
Hair
involved in that.
as hair tonic. Oh my gosh.
He could be the hair guardian. Guardian of split ends and
Right.
dry hair. Jazzy Jens. Ah,
Jazzy Jens. Yep.
no.
Yep. Jazzy Jens.
What's the hardest part of moving so far? Leaving friends and family. Definitely. Aside from that, I'm good. I miss my people once in a while, but I stay busy and no, I'm super happy to be here with Nate.
Hey, love your content with Minion. Man, that chat is just screaming.
They both are, yeah.
Wow. You can see my messages on here. I barely see the chat. Don't even
It's
ask
moving
me
so
about
quick and we're trying to watch both. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yep.
does the T on what's the T on Jen's chair for? It's just this, I don't know, the secret lab thing. I don't know.
I think this chair is called a.
Mm,
It starts with a. I don't know.
Does it start with a T? It might. They're from the same place. Nate opted to go with the Batman,
I did.
so he's got the Batman on his. He asked
It's
if
a
I wanted a
Batwing.
fancy one like that. I said no, I don't need all that.
Yep. So I got the fancy Batman chair.
So yep, he got the fancy Batman chair.
Yep.
Bruce Wayne.
Oh. Need Hank the Mower on YouTube live. Hank the Mower is not going to be doing many lives until it's time to cut the grass again. But,
Where are we staying? We're in our home.
yep. You like the Secret Lab chairs? So far, so good. I'm still.
They totally like watch. Like they totally kick all the way back.
Yeah, they kick way back.
I can lay all the way back and put my feet up here.
Puts her feet on her desk. She does
Watch the
that.
TV if I want.
Yep. And then when I come in from doing something, she quick sits up, just like that. And then she's, been working and stuff, and it's awesome.
Oh, you think I'm pretending to work? Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. You couldn't be
He
pretending.
had to get used to the fact that he doesn't have to ask me what I'm doing anymore.
Right. I
He's
did.
like, I can just see what you're doing. I don't have to
Uh-huh.
ask you.
So crazy when we're on the phone and like hanging out, and then I'm like, "What you doing? I don't know what you're doing." And then
Posting videos.
post videos, making food. Like,
Yep.
what? How's the mattress so far? I really like it.
I like it. As long as that's not why my back hurt today, I like it.
Right?
I don't know. It's been fine. I mean, over time I'll have to see how my body reacts to it, but it's comfortable to lay on.
Yeah. So far, so good. Man, I couldn't even read the whole part of that question
know,
before
the
the
whole
whole
thing is
thing
just
just flew.
flying.
My goodness. Who does most of the cooking now? So far, Jenna's done all of the cooking. I mean, I like been doing like the wood stove part of it, but
Yeah, he's learning a lot about the wood stove. I'm learning about the wood stove, watching him learn about the wood stove.
right.
That's what somebody was worried about in the video. So Jen can't cook if you're not there? I can start a fire. I'm
Right.
pretty sure I figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm learning by watching you learn.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done pretty good with it. A lot of it is really recipe based, making sure that any of the stuff that needs to be done at a higher heat has to be done right away. So I have him flame it up and get it nice and hot so then I can boil water or cook proteins, anything like that that have to be done at a higher heat. And then he can move it over and heat the other side of the stove so that the hot water thing starts to heat while everything else starts to slow down. Like if you need to simmer something or something just needs to cook for a little bit without a high heat. But yeah, learning how to manage the heat underneath it is the hard part.
Yeah, and trying to do it efficiently with fuel at the same time we don't have to throw the doors open. You know,
Yeah.
when it's cold out and just waste firewood, but we're getting it. She's figuring out what to cook when, and I'm figuring out how to adjust the fire to meet her cooking needs. We haven't burned a thing yet, have we?
No, I've only cooked one like recipe
Well,
style
even
meal,
like
though,
the yeah, what was it, like a grilled cheese thing that you did? Like that didn't get
I
burned.
made grilled
like,
cheese sandwiches and they were perfect. They were
nothing got
perfectly
burned.
golden.
It was awesome.
Yep, just learning how to flip it where the hot spots are and
Mm-hmm.
keeping. Yep, I did really good with that.
That was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Shit, I grilled. Almost every time I make a grilled cheese on an electric stove, I always burn one. Nope, these were perfect. I am sleepy. I didn't sleep very good last night. Some nights it's warmer in here, and yeah, I didn't sleep very good last night. I was awake like every hour and 15 minutes.
I slept just
And then-
fine, and I'm as tired as ever. I don't know what the deal is.
Hmm.
It's weird.
Did you know that you're going to get snow on Monday? If you're looking at regular West Virginia weather, it's not really necessarily what's going to happen here. It just depends. And he doesn't necessarily get the snow here that
I'm gonna look.
they do in other parts.
Yep.
Hello from Missoula, Montana. Hello. See you. So the new doggo is a guard dog? Yes, he is.
Yep. Rain and snow showers in the morning, transitioning to snow showers for the afternoon. High of 41.
Got a super chat. I love the both of you and your growing channel. Cheers.
Well,
Thank
thanks. That's awesome. Yeah, so we might get some snow, but
you. A
it
little bit.
gives the precipitation amount in rain, so
Oh.
it's probably not.
Less than an inch.
Oh, we might get
Less
0.2 inches of snow
Oh my
Monday night.
goodness, that's less than a quarter.
That is less than a quarter of an inch of snow.
Well, the dogs will love it.
They will.
It's okay.
Monday night will be cold.
And actually, as wet as it is out there, it'd be kind of nice for the ground to freeze a little bit.
Right.
Freeze up some of that mud. Oh my
Right.
goodness, there's mud.
Yeah. No, usually snow does not cause more of an inconvenience on the homestead than mud. Usually mud is more inconvenient.
So how do you bake? So there are ways to bake in here. However, Nate has a cook stove out in the outdoor kitchen that actually has an oven on it. And I've baked stuff in there before. So when it's not extremely cold out, we can actually go down and use the outdoor kitchen. We don't have to
Yeah.
cook in here.
You don't have
Last
to.
winter, when I cooked during the winter, I did most of the cooking out there, even though it was cold. we would just cook it there and bring it inside. And then there were a couple times that we just cooked on the stove in the camper.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, we just went to the outdoor kitchen.
Yeah, we did. Yep. So she
And
wants.
plus, it stays warm. If it's not too cold and he gets that oven going, there's heat.
Yeah. Yeah, you're standing next to a wood fire in a metal box
Yeah,
while
it's
cooking.
not too
Like
bad.
it's not.
Plus, I have a really heavy winter coat. That's really nice and it helps.
Yep.
Did you read that one?
So you have a backup power generator. I do have a backup gas generator. Maybe you can make one and buy hamsters to run it. That's funny. I thought about making a giant wheel for Minion, and Minion could run on it and power stuff.
That would be funny.
It would be funny. It'd be a lot of work.
Nice place, guys. Thank you.
Do all your dogs eat the same food? And right now, no. All three of them are eating different
That's something.
foods.
Yep. I'm gonna get Charlotte transitioned over to the same kind of food that Minion's eating, so that we don't have so many issues there. That'll be easier.
Yep.
But as is a puppy,
He's a puppy.
takes some different nutrients for a puppy, especially a big growing puppy like that.
Yep. Someone asked how much does it cost to start homesteading. It varies wildly. Like some people go buy an $8,000 piece of land in the desert somewhere and start that way. Maybe have 10 grand to put towards everything they want to put on it and live in a van on it. Like personally, I bought land for just over 100,000 and had, I don't know, I put about 40,000 into it in the first 2 years probably. Putting up buildings, now all the labor didn't cost anything, but yeah. Who tried to kiss who first? Who tried to kiss who first?
That's exactly what I thought when I saw that.
That's hysterical.
I just wondered what the age of the commenter was at that point.
Right, right. Oh my gosh. Some of these are funny. One thing you would change about homesteading if you could. I don't know. Everything I've been doing is changing about
all the
what
time.
homesteading looks like. Or yeah,
Oh, it's super chat.
super chat. This one is for Jen.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Didn't totally even understand that question. What's the room behind you?
It's just the office.
We're just sitting here in the office. Yep. I mean, there's no room out there. That's the back
That's the
deck
deck,
that
yeah.
goes into the woods and then goes down about 300 feet. Not instantly though. It's a gradual
There's a little
thing.
bit of a drop.
Yeah. Anything you wish you would have changed in the floor plan? I never really even thought about wishing I had changed. I don't, like if I had to do it all over again. I don't, like I put the floor plan the way I did based on keeping the things that use hot water next to the wood stove and keeping the wood stove in the kitchen. Like there were just certain things that just
Had to
made
flow.
sense together and had to be locked in. And obviously you want the wood stove next to the countertop because that's where the cooking is. So we did talk about flip-flopping the bedroom being here and the office being where the bedroom is.
Yeah, we did talk about
We did
that.
talk
I'm
about
glad we
that.
didn't do that now.
I like having that window in the office.
Yeah.
Like, the bedrooms.
Well, this wouldn't feel as open either. We would have that as open and that would be it.
yeah.
I like
this
that that's
feels a
pushed
lot
back
more
and this
open.
is open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't make that change.
Yep. We also talked about doing some kind of closet. And I felt like it pushed everything too much. And then we got these armoires, and I'm pretty sure they're way better than building in a closet. And
Yeah, I like them.
struggling with bifold
totally
doors or
fine.
some nonsense to try to get in. No, I don't think I'd change a thing.
There's other ways to add storage and stuff, like you said. Like, there's all kinds of cabinet area and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
We
It's
sure
just-
we totally can. That whole area
The
above
other
the
thing
bed
is we don't want to
open.
get too comfortable here, because the more comfortable we get here, the less like we are to push to
to do a
go out.
do an
run.
actual house.
So yeah, like you don't want to get too comfortable.
Nope. What time do you start your day? It really varies. I mean, if it's cold out, the day pretty much has to start like the ducks can't be drinking ice first thing in the morning when they wake up, so they have to have water.
Yeah.
It varies a lot. What about a pond? I have one actually too. The one that's close by is a little duck pond.
Mark Pond.
The Starlink improved, somewhat.
Goes down every once in a while. It's gone down like 3 times since I've been here, I think.
Yeah, probably. Where do they use the bathroom? We have an outhouse that's outside. I need to do another video on that. I'm getting more and more questions
what?
and stuff about it.
Got some newer followers or people coming back that
Right.
haven't seen you in a while.
Sure. And now that we live in a building and I show everything finished and I never show a bathroom.
You know, they
and-
think you're on vacation because they see a beautiful window.
Right. They do. Yeah, Jen cleaned the door behind and now nobody recognizes
Yeah,
where I am.
Dory got cleaned and her eye sockets disappeared.
Yep, that's what happened. Turned out good. How's Jen liking living there so far?
I like it.
Hmm.
It's comfy.
Nope. No googly eyes. No. The googly eyes, like, there's gonna be googly eyes again, but they're not gonna be in the living quarters, like, I mean the headquarters. Keep calling it living quarters because that's what I've been calling it for forever. Probably not gonna be googly eyes in here much. I don't know. The little robot down there might have to get little googly eyes. We'll see. Uh,
He needs a job first.
he does. Yeah. He's gotta get to work.
Have to map his area.
Mm-hmm.
There's another super chat for you.
Right. Dress up your animals next Halloween. Maybe As can be Superman and Minnie can be a hot dog. Oh, that's funny. Probably not. Probably won't dress them up.
I want to get one of those lion manes. Lion's
I would love
mane
that
things for
Az.
Az's head.
That
for
would be
sure.
so cool.
If anybody knows what those are like, I don't know. Can you look? You can probably look something up
Probably
and find
look it up.
one.
There's got to be lion. I'm sure there's a bunch of fake looking ones. I'd want one to be somewhat.
No, yeah, I
realistic,
want.
like-
Yeah, I don't want to stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. want
Not
big
just a
puffy
cheap one that costs $14.99 and
Right. Yeah, we need to get him a nice
it's
lion.
made out of yarn.
Yeah.
Jen, you're so pretty. Nate, you're just pretty too.
Aw,
Gosh,
thanks.
Thanks. You put oil in your beard? Yes, I put Narrowway Homestead beard care products in my beard. Most definitely. You'll notice the difference in y'all living together versus apart. Difference? Like, I mean,
We know each other well enough that we knew we were not going to move in with each other and go, oh my gosh, I see all these changes in you.
yeah.
we know each
Yeah.
other well enough for
Yep.
that. Yeah.
We were on the
I mean,
phone.
Getting used
all the
to
time.
living with someone again is always going to be a little different, but we
Mhm.
totally know each other.
Yeah. Yep, there's nothing about her that's surprised me since she got here. Nope.
No. If I'm having a bad day, if I just don't feel right, I just tell him. Like I feel like I'm
Mhm.
having an off day today.
Yep.
And we just talk. Like
Yep.
it's okay to have off days.
Definitely is. Because not every day is going to be a. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you
It's
just
not how life
if
works.
you let people know that how you're feeling rather than just them having to wonder like because you seem a little different today or something, you know.
Yep.
Talk about how you feel. Where did we get the cabinets? Those were from Bed Bath and Beyond. No, Were those Wayfarer cabinets?
I think they were, at least unless you're talking about those cabinets. But
Yes, the armoires, the black armoires for the clothing, those were Wayfarer, I believe.
no, I think that's right.
They're called were they Cosmo?
I don't know.
Something like that.
I just looked at the picture and said, "Ooh." And I looked at the measurements
When we
and
bought
said,
when
"It
we
fits."
bought the new shelves though, I think they were called Cosmo or something like that.
That's probably true.
Nate want to run out the old trailer.
Never ran out the old trailer. Why did you only get one livestock guardian dog? If you get more than one, Az would have a buddy to help. Well, Az is 6 months old, and that was as old of a dog as I wanted to get before training. So, like,
He just
if
happened to be the right dog at the right time.
yeah, it was just the right dog at the right time. Like, the next dog I get will probably be a puppy, and so he's not going to have a buddy necessarily to help him. And raising, training, and getting two dogs to do what you want is way more difficult than having one that's already trained and knows what to do, and then you introduce another one. It makes it way easier. So I'm playing the long game. Hello, Jen. Nate and Jen, pet Minion for me. Well, we can definitely do that. We will definitely give Minion a pet. So right now, Lord Minion is sitting in his multi-layered fluffy bed.
Will the mower videos continue in the spring?
Most likely.
so.
Does the big home build have to be done in one season? No, but once I dig the hole, if it rains, it'll collapse on in. So I want to do, like, if I'm going to do an ICF, like, I want the whole outside dried in before the next winter. So from spring till fall, I want the exterior.
Twin
pretty much
Jen, no
done.
way Pork and Beans is in the house. No way.
Oh, man.
That's a flashback. Whoa.
Right? Wow.
Twin Jen, hello.
It's been a minute.
Come here, Shark. Come on.
Uh,
There's my dog. There she is. Her needs a haircut.
Man, that just rules. Have you started on blueprint for the new house yet? No, not at all. And that's the only thing that is possibly going to stop me from starting next year. Is I don't know. I know how to build. I just don't know what to build because I haven't had the time to come up with what I want.
He's not losing any more ducks. We've been keeping him cooped for now
Yep.
until we can. Hey, off of there, Charlo.
Where did that go?
Charlo.
How big will the house be? Probably like 1,200 square feet. We haven't totally decided. Jen likes the idea of a small house. I like the idea of not. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like the idea of a small house too, but I also want like rooms that maybe aren't even typically in a house to be able to connect to the heat and cooling and power and everything else.
If we have a bunch of robots around cleaning stuff, I don't care what size it is.
She just doesn't.
I just don't want to. I don't want to care for a big house. I never have wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's probably going to be like a project room, for example, and that doesn't really need clean to the level of like a house, but it needs to
no.
be doors shut,
Totally, yeah.
separate, like
For
not.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's totally named. Yeah, that's totally why she's named Charlo. Her name is Charlo Montana.
Squishy says live from the ER.
Oh
The
no.
ER. Oh man. What's a new routine you've been excited to do together? I think the animal chores was kind of a was kind of a fun, I don't know, thing to do together.
What do we like? What is something new we did that we liked to do together?
Just like a new routine that we were excited to do together.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think just life in general is kind of the
Everything. Yeah.
answer. To getting new animals, not for a bit. I mean, we are going to get more animals, but what they will be when we will get them, like all that stuff's gonna like Well, what do you do for water? Rainwater collection. I need to do more videos on that too. I'm pretty much waiting until I stop having, like right now I could do 15 videos a day on stuff that we're doing, and I don't have the time to edit that many videos, so I only do 3 to 6. One day when I wake up, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what the video today, and then I'll go out and video the rainwater collection system again, and do all that type of thing. So I can keep the content flowing. But in the meantime, well, there's new exciting stuff happening all the time. Yeah. Has tiny houses ever interested you, Nate? Never, not once. I always thought that was just a fad thing that I didn't understand at all. That being said, I mean, this is kind of close to a tiny house
Super jet.
in a lot of ways. They make a basement to go into the living quarters, might take less time than building a house. This is a pole building, so digging out underneath of here would immediately cause the structure to collapse. But yeah, I'm sure there's a way if I wanted to, like I could shore it up and do it more traditional, but this isn't where I want my main house to be. I decided where to build this building in about 2 hours when there was nothing else on this property, and I'm like, I want a storage building. Where am I going to put it? Let's put it over here out of the way so that anything else I build, I don't feel like it's in the way of. And now I'm literally living in it, which is fine. But
No, I'm not ready to leave and go home. I am home. I'm not tired of being here. I don't miss Wisconsin. I miss some of the people in Wisconsin. I do not miss Wisconsin at all.
You ever go hunting? I've gone hunting. Have you ever gone hunting? I feel like you've gone.
I've been hunting.
You've been, yeah.
Yeah. I've been with people hunting. I wasn't hunting, but I was
Right.
with people who were hunting, yes.
Build a
I
tree
didn't realize how big a deer's ears are until I went hunting.
Yeah.
That's how close I got to the deer, and I was like, holy crap, they've got big ears. I did
Right.
not realize how big their ears were.
Right. Yep. What's the weather like there? It's been rainy and foggy and dreary. Tomorrow's supposed to be cold and mostly rainy and super windy, actually.
Yes, we do want to put something like blinds or something, vertical blinds or something on the window behind us. I know, see people talking about curtains and stuff.
Yep.
There is nobody out here. Like, you can run around this entire area of the homestead in absolutely no clothing 24/7 and not have anything to worry about other than the other person who's here with you. Like,
Yep.
there's nobody around. Nobody's gonna come peeping in our windows. Nobody's gonna come driving up the driveway without you having a chance to run for a towel or something. Like, there's just nobody around.
Right. You need to upscale solar panels with 2 people using it. No. No, not. My power usage every winter has gone down, and that's because that's my shortest time of year, and every winter I plan to change something. I'm running less heat tape this year than I was in other years. Well, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I want to upgrade the batteries at some point anyway. I just bought what I could afford at the time, as much as I could have, and I'm glad I did what I did, but I'm probably gonna wait to build a garage before I upgrade the battery. So we'll see. We'll see. Love your videos so much. You make me feel safe. Well, that's cool.
Somebody said, what's the plan for haircuts? I actually told Nate I can totally see myself getting so sick of my hair that I just get it dreaded. I could totally see myself just dreading my hair so I don't have to take care of it. Yep. That probably won't happen, but I wouldn't be, don't be surprised if I just get tired of it. Yep.
I see King Minion. Well, Minion is chilling in his multi-layer fuzzy bed at the moment, and is showing no interest in doing anything else. Plans to do more if you find it vids. I will. Yeah, it's just I've been so busy. I haven't done any over there in forever.
Chop it short with an axe, she said.
Mm,
No.
Somebody says you have to be careful with dread care.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Meet and greets in Southeast Ohio soon. With getting a new livestock guardian dog, I'm not leaving here for almost anything for a while.
What's Jen's dog like?
It's dog like. I don't know,
What is she like?
she's like a small cocker spaniel.
She's like a pain in the butt. Actually, she hasn't been too bad.
No.
She's been pretty good.
Nope.
She's learning her area slowly.
Mm-hmm.
She has a lot more fur, like a lot more hair, thicker coat than Minion does, so she gets a lot warmer in the house than Minion does.
Yep.
Poor Minion. If the fire's not lit at the right time in the evening, he starts to gibber. He's like,
He's
"Oh,
like, I'm
it's cold in
cold.
here."
I'm cold.
Yeah. He's not now though. Look at him. He is
Yeah.
zonk. He's comfy.
He's comfy as can be.
He's loving that bed.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte
Yeah.
won't lay on her bed because it's too warm in here, so she lays on the floor where it's
Okay.
nice and cool.
Hey, time to get Jen a four-wheeler.
I ride on the back of Nate's four-wheeler. Yep.
Mm. She's driven a four-wheeler before.
Is
but
Charlotte crate trained? No.
No.
And we learned that she's going to take a little work to crate train.
Yep.
We bought them, well, Nate bought them crates. He bought them nice little wooden crates that look like tables
Mm-hmm.
so that they fit in and they're nice and we can also use them.
Yep.
And we had to leave for a little bit and Charlotte chewed through hers.
She did.
She made a big mess and she ruined it.
She did.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll work on some things. But dog training always takes time. Are you gonna get sick of each other in close quarters? Well, if we do, like, there's 102 acres of.
We've spent so much time not together in this room though. Like,
Yeah.
you're out there doing things, I'm in here working on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You were out there organizing. Yeah, a lot of what Nate does, he doesn't do in the house. Like when he was in the camper, he's always outside working.
Always.
A lot of what I have to do is in here, and there's tons of space out there. I don't think we'll get tired of each other.
I don't think so. Nope.
I can't see it.
I can't see it either.
I made sure that before I spent half of my life with him and then followed 2 weeks later.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Nate likes sports. However, I wish Nate stayed single. Well, I don't wish Nate stayed
That's
single.
too bad.
I don't wish Nate stayed single at all.
I can't imagine being somebody watching somebody on the internet and
Being like,
saying, I wish you'd have stayed single.
Right.
My life would be a whole lot better if you, who I don't know and will never know and have nothing to do with, would have stayed single.
right. Oh boy.
Oh,
Is Jen 100% moved in now? Yep. She's here. She's living here. They're perfect for each other. Well, thanks. I tend to think so too.
oh my God, there's Santa's helper on my way.
Right.
Go again.
Right. Wants to steal your man's. Can't get him though.
Nope, nobody's gonna get him.
Nope. How hard is it to cook on a wood stove? I don't think it's hard. It's just crazy different.
So I think you have to understand cooking, first of all. You have to actually understand how things are cooking. and what's causing them. And then understanding the wood stove and how the top of it is actually heating. Like Nate knows exactly what part of the stove is hotter than another part. So like for instance, the other night I made grilled cheese sandwiches. The pan isn't heating equally like it does on a gas or electric stove. So him knowing what part of the pan was hotter, I knew which part of the sandwich to watch more, and I just knew to flip it a certain way at a certain time. So rather than just flipping it over once, I actually had to turn it in a circle to get it to brown right on both sides, and then flip it. So it just
Yep.
takes a little more watching it and understanding how it's cooking, and understanding, yeah, how the heats are working.
You.
But it's not taking a whole lot to get used to. Baking, that kind of thing, that's gonna take a little more
takes
of me
more.
like trying to figure it out and tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nate's able to check the temperature of the pan, and kind of give me an idea about how hot I'm cooking on, so I know.
Yep. And I ask her, what temperature do you want the pan at? And she gives me a number. She doesn't always know if that's the number or not, because you usually go with low, medium, high, and all that.
Yep.
but-
So I try to, but I mean, even when we did the chicken the other night, like I think we hit that perfect.
I think we did too.
I think we cut the heat just a little too early because I wasn't quite done with that second batch of chicken.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think we
Right.
we
The
did it
stove
great.
also like cooled off faster than I thought, so I'm still like learning the stove too.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're both. I know a lot about the stove. She knows a lot about cooking, and together we're doing a really good job making
Yeah.
good food come off of a wood stove.
Az doesn't only get fed once a day. I don't know where you're getting that, but stop commenting it because it's not true.
Right. A big will as get like 160, 190, somewhere in there probably. Where is supermarket? There's a grocery store like a half hour from here. How's the hot water working out? That's working out just fine. I was hoping it was going to be more than what it was, but at the same time, I thought I insulated this building too well, and it's going to overheat the living quarters, the living area, before it heats the water super hot, which is exactly what's working out.
What was the best part of y'all's day? What was your best part of the day today?
Best part of the day. I'm trying to think exactly which minute the day started and what I was doing. I'm not sure. Could be the soda. Soda was really good.
The soda I made you?
hmm
Mine was my shower.
Mine could be also sitting in the desk and then looking at everything we had just cleaned up and been like, wow, I made this place look really nice. My favorite-
That was a good part of the day. Like
It was.
sitting back and looking at the overall, like, wow, this is really
this
nice.
is what we did today, and
Yeah.
we got it all done.
It was very accomplishing, yes.
I did
yeah.
really enjoy sitting in my chair over by that crate, sipping on the sparkling water, though. That was a good part of my day.
Was it?
It was.
Cool.
Mhm.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
I do. Does Nate shower? No, never.
Yes. Whatever.
Oh boy. You ever get another Jeep? I don't know, maybe. You watch TV. We've watched a couple movies. I wouldn't say it's watching.
Yeah, we don't technically like watch TV.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we'll sit down and watch a movie or two together. Like on
Yep.
on a Saturday, but we don't have any shows or anything that we are into or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think there was any bass in their
Cybertruck. No.
pond yet. Not sure.
What is Jen's hobbies. Art. Cooking. Walks.
Yeah, I like to hike. I like to bake and cook, and whatever silly little art thing is popular at the time. I usually am like, oh, I want to try that.
Yep.
I work for Nate. Please watch the mods in the chat too, because they're totally answering you.
Yep. Subscribe to your YouTube channel. That's awesome. What's her opinion on frogs? Says frog.
I'm okay with frogs if Nate's not trying to put them down my shirt. That's what happened with the last frog. Aside from that, the frogs are okay. There's some big toads out here though. But I'm okay with frogs. They're all over in the pond.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Nate chased me down with a frog.
I did.
Pretended like he was going to put it down my shirt. I totally thought he was going to.
You did.
I was screaming. I'm like, Nate, this is the last thing you want to do. Trust me. Trust me.
Yep. We were at the beginning parts of the relationship where I was
Testing. He was
Oh.
testing. How far can I get?
mostly trying to learn the difference between your serious Nate, don't do this, and Nate, don't do this.
Well, how would you know? How would you know if I was serious or just joking?
Well, the tone of your voice totally changed.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a total difference.
You knew I was serious?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did.
As long as you knew.
I knew.
That's why you dropped the frog.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I would have had a. I don't think I would have. Like, even if you were like, "Nah, don't do it, Nate." Like, you don't just stick a frog down somebody's shirt unless you're totally sure they're gonna be okay with it, no matter how they respond.
Yeah, it was not okay.
Oh. Yeah, she wasn't into it, but I secretly put the frog down at one point and pretended that I did not put the frog down, and so I was able to really make it look like I was gonna do that.
Yep.
Yep.
I thought you were. I was not happy.
Nope. Until all of a sudden there was no frog,
Yep.
and then I saw your face totally change.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't think I was being serious enough to get across to you with like, I was like, why is he not like understand that I'm like really not okay
Really
with
not
this?
okay with this. Yep. That was all.
Yep. Az can't have a bed and chew toys because he will demolish them and eat them, and that's not good for his intestines.
Yep.
He's not a play puppy like that.
For sure. What was something you both couldn't wait for upon Jen arriving in? I couldn't wait for Jen. That's what
Yeah,
I was
just to be
waiting for.
together. Yeah,
That's
it was
first-
really cool after being here for a few days and knowing that I didn't have to, like, it never came to the point where I was like having to pack my suitcase up or like dread getting up in the morning and getting in my car.
Right.
And I remember specifically like driving the back roads here, thinking to myself, I don't have to turn around and drive this the other way. Like,
Right.
this is the final trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Happy for you guys. Awesome. Thank you. How's Spoot? Hey, good question.
She's good.
She's good. She's been getting all kinds of flying bugs and anything we can catch as it warms up. Stuff comes out, we grab it, throw it in there. The dog's up to right now. All three of them are sleeping soundly. Definitely.
Out like lights.
Yep.
Yeah, I went outside for a second when you showed them around here, and Az didn't even budge.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, he's.
It's 11:54. It's about bedtime.
Yep. Yep. We did the podcast thing. We caught up on all the super chats, I
We've
think.
been
Cool.
together since the beginning of October last year, so a year and a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the snowman.
Thanks.
Charlo gets along with Az. We haven't had tons and tons of time. But they pretty much just ignore each other. Like he doesn't really.
They don't.
Neither one of them care.
They don't have much interest in
They're just like whatever.
the other. Yeah.
As long as like he isn't trying to protect something from her, and she's leashed all the time right now, because she's a house pup. So she's always on a leash and with me. So where did I come from? I did come from the city, and I'm adjusting just fine.
Thanks for that. When is Minion getting married? I don't know. Minion. I haven't asked Minion. Minion doesn't talk much about marriage.
I don't think he's all that interested.
He doesn't seem to be.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
He says we already share our toys good enough. Like
That's right.
we'll share beds and
I don't even know if he's interested in sharing bed now that he got the
not
new
at the
bed.
same time.
Yeah.
But he's all about choosing whatever bed he wants. That's for sure.
He
was
is.
sleeping in hers for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Too funny. Any worries about moving in with the lifestyle change? I don't think she had any worries about moving in. I mean, probably some stuff, like, I don't know. Like not being able to plug in her blender when it's cloudy or something, I don't know.
Well, the other day I worried because we try not to get it too hot in here, so we have to be careful with how much we put in the wood stove. And Nate is mentioning to me like, yeah, it really probably isn't hot enough to really boil water or anything. And I'm like, how many things require water to boil? And then they have to simmer for like 20 minutes. So it's like 20 minutes of a temperature that I need to actually simmer something. How am I gonna cook stuff if I can't figure out how to boil the water or simmer it or whatever? So then he's telling me that he would make macaroni and he would just let it sit in its tepid water until it got soft.
Yeah.
And I'm like, was it mushy? He's like, oh, definitely mushy. I'm like, yep, nope, can't do it. Can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, I cannot eat water, mushy, soggy noodles. I can't. So that's when he played with the fire a little bit, and we realized he could get it hot enough for me to boil it for a short amount of time, and then. Because I mean, I can't make rice if I can't boil water. I can't make noodles if I can't boil water. There's tons of things. Oh my gosh, look at all those roses. Go, Pack, go. Look at that G. Holy criminy, there's a lot of roses. That's a lot of tapping, 450.
Right,
Holy
wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen that many at a time. Usually they skip and then it like starts over. That's insane. Look at all that.
Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for all those roses. That's nuts.
Does he read YouTube chat? Yes, but you gotta understand how fast
my thumb
those
has
chats
abs,
are
he
going.
said. My thumb has abs.
Right.
That is funny. That's a great question.
Oh my. Yep. But yeah, we figured out the wood stove. I figured out how to split it into smaller pieces and stack it on one side and light the fire and make the water boil.
Yeah.
Without making it 10,000 degrees in here.
Yeah, so he figured it out, and then it's just a matter of me kind of knowing when I need temps to drop and where I need heat. We figure it out together. Aside from that, I don't think I've really had much concern about things.
And in the house we build eventually, that's not this temporary guest house thing, there's going to be a way nicer stove and way better cooking options. But this is just kind of a for now thing. And I think we've done pretty good in a week in figuring out how to do stuff.
I've cooked all kinds of things out here on this homestead. It's just a matter of in the winter, this is what we have right now. And with limited electricity, I can't use like the induction cooktop and the air fryer and the toaster oven. I can't use those things because they
pulled
just
a lot
kill
of power.
electric. So we'll make it work.
Yep. How much power would tankless water heater use? A lot.
I don't know if there's any snow in Wisconsin.
At least if it's an electric one, a lot. Did you guys ever get another as? Yes, in probably 2-ish years, something like that. Getting another livestock guardian dog will definitely be a thing.
Get a small rice cooker, don't need to have boiling water. I do actually have a small rice cooker, but the same thing, then I have to plug it in and there's not ample electric for that, so I need to boil
No.
water.
We did talk about, well, not exactly the same thing. So we could get water close to boiling and then put it in that and let it finish it. Or no, I don't even know how a rice cooker works.
I know it wouldn't boil it. It would, I think it kind of steams it, but really when you use something like that, you have to start with cold water, let it heat. I mean, it's a whole process of,
No, okay.
so yeah, like
See.
you,
She knows the cooking, I know unconventional ways to do stuff, and she tells me whether it works or not. House is looking good, thanks. How many rooms is gonna be in your house? Like the permanent house I build, I have no idea. We both like open concepts. I personally like the idea of being able to, like, I would like an area not much bigger than this to be like the main area and everything else is off with doors. So if you only want to throw a couple logs on the fire and heat the place up, you can without heating up all the other rooms. But if
Have
you
we
want to heat
used
them,
the
you can.
bed yet. We've been here over a week. We haven't slept on the floor.
Right? Right?
It's funny.
Yeah, it is. Keeping the outhouse up. Yep. Could use the wood stove for boiling. Yeah, it's if you just throw in normal logs like I had been doing, it would be over 100 degrees in here before the water really boiled. Or by the time the water was done boiling, it'd be 100 degrees. But no arguing. I don't think we've done any arguing. I don't remember any arguing.
No arguing.
Oh.
You can still see me. No way. No way.
All right. See them nails. Oh, they're dirty. They're dirty today. Even the edges and stuff. Dirty, dirty nails.
Mine were too, but I cut off most of them to be able to clean them out, and then we just used stuff that stains your hands today.
We did.
It is what it is. Mine are pretty clean because I did dishes also, which helps. And I tried to only get one hand really dirty, but
Right.
they're okay.
Yep. Okay.
I told him, I said, I can't go on TikTok tonight if I have dirty nails.
Right.
We have a nail brush.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know what it was for, though. He says, here, do mine too. I said, brush your nails. And he took a video, and I'm like, really? We're supposed to be doing under this with soap and water. And he's like, oh. I don't know about that stuff.
Nope. I don't know about that stuff.
I said, what do you mean you don't know about that stuff? You knew enough to grab sandpaper to file your nails when you did them. He's like, well, I just know that they file them. And I didn't have one of those board things. And I'm like, well, it's just sandpaper on an emery board, just different grits. So I did it right. Yes, you did.
I
You
didn't even
did
know
it
that.
right.
If I had known that, I would have gotten into my supply of like actual
And you
sandpaper
did
and
do
got
it
the
right.
emery paper because I totally have emery paper.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's why it's called an emery board.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I was
See the things we've
I was thinking about nail file.
This is why I love deep, weird conversations, guys, because the things that you figure out, like,
Mm-hmm.
totally makes sense now.
Yep.
Very cool. You got another supporter. Welcome to the Narrowway supporters.
Thank you.
Very cool.
First episode of you live. Well, that's cool.
Our fish don't swim. They can still live in the pond. It's okay.
Yep. Yep.
We don't require fish that have water.
Hard to fish in the pond. I have no idea. I haven't been down to the pond in.
It's probably mushy right now.
Oh my gosh, it'd be.
You haven't been down there
sloppy
since you put
mess.
them in there that
That's-
last time.
That's right. That last time I put them in, the last video on the pond was the last time I was down there. I haven't been down since.
Yeah. Thanks for the garland headpiece.
Thanks.
Hello.
Ever think of getting a telescope? I'd love to get a telescope. It's just, yeah, I just
There's a
haven't
good
gotten
question. Is power available if you chose to go on the grid?
Yes, it is. It would cost. They told me when I first moved here that it would be over $20,000 to run the power here, and then I would have a regular bill. I think by now we'd probably be looking at about $40,000 to run power back here, and then I'd have a monthly bill to pay. So technically it is available, but it is not like it is financially out there. Like 20,000, yeah, yep. No, it was gonna cost a lot. Pug Life, thanks for the super chat. So like when I built my solar power system for 10 grand and do not have a regular bill every month, I consider that a win. Like some people say my solar's power paid off in so many months or so many years, and I'm like, with the cost, the initial cost of just getting regular electric here, my solar was paid off the first day I stuck it in. Like,
User, that's totally what he's talking about right now. It would be about $40,000 plus a monthly bill.
yep. So you have to pay
Thank you.
per pole, and they had to, yeah, you have to pay for the line, like you have to pay for everything that they put in to get it to you.
Does it feel real being here yet? It totally feels real.
Mm-hmm. It does. Does feel real.
Yeah.
Yep. You could boil water.
Right?
We did figure out how to boil water.
We boiled water. We made it work twice. We made rice one night and noodles another night.
We did.
We boiled water
We did.
twice. One night it got really freaking warm in here, and the other night it didn't get near as warm. It was totally fine.
Oop.
But then I also figured that if I parboil the noodles or boil them like to just al dente and get all of the water out of them and put them in a Ziploc, I can freeze them or put them in the refrigerator to use that week. And then I can just heat them in whatever it is that I'm making. And as long as I put them in at the right time, they won't change the consistency. So,
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, we're just figuring stuff out, and I'm just so unused to this wood stove because I've been on a totally different type of wood stove for so long. But I'm figuring it out quickly because I'm used to stoves. And Jen just tells me the things that she needs. She's like, I cannot make this without boiling water. It's like, okay. Then I will find a way to make this thing boil water somehow. Let me try small little pieces stacked up high against one side, and suddenly bubbles formed. And I was like, hey, it's not overly hot in here and it's boiling. I mean, I could have just thrown big logs in and thrown the doors open and been fine, but
and even if you can get it to a small boil and not necessarily like a total rolling boil, any kind of consistent boil works. Would a pellet stove be better? I don't know what a pellet stove.
it's
I don't know what the difference would be.
a pellet stove takes little wood pellets, almost like those plugs that we put in the furniture we made.
Oh, okay.
And it,
Oh, and then you would have to fill
then
that.
they sit there and funnel in and burn in a controlled way, and a fan blows and heats the room off of that.
Okay.
It's basically like wood stoves for city people.
But the same thing, you're still gonna have to deal with the heating of the room.
Yeah, no, I don't.
The hotter.
I don't know if anybody cooks on a pellet stove. I don't think the top
Well,
doesn't get nearly as hot.
I don't know anything about them. I was just
You use them for
reading the
supplemental heat.
question.
They make nice heat.
You two are really cool. Thank you. And thanks for the
Thanks.
super chat.
Now the other thing that I thought about
It's for
doing,
smoking. Okay.
yeah, you can use them for smoking. I know.
Overcast weeks are terrible on the power.
They're awful.
Like we're looking at, was it next week, Monday through Saturday?
Monday through Saturday was supposed to be all clouds or rain or something.
We got
It's
lucky.
still far out, but
We got lucky this week. There was a day that we were not expecting to be able to see any sun, and it was.
It was
So we got
fully
lucky
sunny.
that day.
we did.
But yeah.
Yep. Yep, we did. The panels deliver enough, or is it the MPPT and batteries? Yeah, so the panels, like the way it's configured right now, I can get 3,000 watts in through the charge controller. So if it's sunny and the batteries are 100%, I basically have 3,000 watts to play with until the sun sets, which is really cool.
Put a rocket stove outside to boil water on. He totally has a rocket stove,
that
and
we
that's
could
not a
have
bad
done.
idea.
I did think about that, like after I got it to boil on there. It's like I could totally bring that rocket stove down and we could boil on that too.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm liking the homestead life so far.
How's life with Jen? Life is great with Jen. Think about getting a side by side of your ATV. They're just not as versatile. You can't stand up in them to see what's over the bank or whatever it is you're driving over. You can't drive it through the middle of the woods quite the same as you can an ATV. I knew it was true love when she helped your hand nails. You got this, and thanks for sharing. Oh, too funny. All right, guys. I'm about ready for bed. Are you about ready for bed?
If I make it there.
I made her chair too comfortable.
Yep, I'm beat.
Yep.
I don't know. Every other night so far, I'll have either a great night of sleep, which I assume tonight I'm just gonna knock the heck out.
Right.
Or it's like last night where like every hour and a half my eyes are open and I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
Why can't I sleep? And then I watch the clock count down until it's time to get up. Like this morning, you didn't have to wake me up. I was just awake
you were
because
pretty much,
I hadn't been
yeah.
sleeping.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Is Az playing with the microphone?
I think the wind is blowing. I think the wind's picking up.
That's crazy.
All the different settings and everything I have in here, I don't have my wind meter hooked up yet.
Oh,
It's another one of my little projects.
sure. You got another super chat. Keep up the good
Keep
work.
up the good work. Well, thank
Thank
you. And on that note, we're gonna jump off of here because Jen is sleepy. Nate, let her sleep. Oh, I'll let
He
her
lets
sleep.
me sleep. I think so. Some nights it's been warmer in here than other nights, and I think I don't know. Who knows? Did I drink a coffee the other night? I don't know. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Some nights I can't sleep as well, but whatever.
Yep, we're both yawning.
Yep.
All right, guys.
All right.
Really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for watching the videos, and if everything goes according to plan, we will see you guys next Sunday night at 10. Hopefully on both. Hopefully YouTube didn't cut out too bad. I know you guys cut out like twice, but yeah. Appreciate you guys watching, and we will catch you later.
Bye, guys.